This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. I hope you guys are having a great day. Now, a funny thing happened. I was actually researching about an older game that I was really excited to bring and back to the channel here. And I always try to just go through a couple videos that people may have done, just get a handle and kind of get the wheels turning a little bit on how I'm going to do something. And I came across a couple of channels that were giving board game awards. I mean, actual physical awards, and saying, from our particular site, because I'm not going to name anybody or anything like that. It's not for me to do, but it's more about the subject that I want to cover here. Now, these channels maybe had 20, 23, or 15 or 10,000 people following them. And they're handing out awards to companies or distributors, saying this is our game of the year, the most thematic game of the year. Like these trophies meant something. Like they were important because it was coming from this particular channel. And it made me think, and it was just like the cringiest thing I ever saw. Now all of a sudden, our first annual, we're going to hand out these awards. Now everybody does, their end of the year top 10, what they consider the game of the year, and I think that's fine, because what you're doing is giving your opinion on what you think is the top game. But to hand an award to a company, to me, I think is pretty kind of self-centered in a way. Depending on who's giving the award. And you'll see what I'm talking about here, because I really feel that there's only a few channels, board game channels, that should give out awards at all because of their body of work, because of their credentials. Because what's happening is now, if everybody and their brother, including me, if I started getting, the Rob Award and gave out a giant barbell with it engraved, saying, here you go, this is the game of the year. This one is the underdog of the year, small publisher of the year. Okay? What I think it does, it just, there's too many award shows in Hollywood as it is. Okay? And it just waters things down. What if everybody gave an Oscar? What if a movie theater that seats maybe 150 people said, well, you know what, we're going to give our own version of the Oscar out? Well, it doesn't make sense. And what does the award mean anyways? It's no different than getting an award for being the nicest guy in prison. What does it mean? Not really much. But this just really, I really thought, well, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody be so conceited, to have such a mediocre following, unless there was something behind it? And to be honest with you, there is something behind it. It's free advertisement, folks. It's a free way to get you to look at their channel. Because if that small publisher goes, oh man, I can sell them, why don't I advertise that this particular channel, whoever they are, or maybe I was friendly with them or whatnot, gave us an award, whatever, the Cloud Spear Award, or whatever you want to call it, okay, and gave us an award, okay. First of all, we're going to put it all over Twitter, and we'll put it on Instagram. Well, that's free advertisement for that YouTube channel. And that's exactly, would you pay $30 to get in front of 100,000 people? Because people do it with Google Pay, okay? Google Ads. you can pay for ads that you can get in front of 100,000 people if you pay them a certain amount of money. Now, it's a perfectly legal way to get your videos out in front of people, because what your main thing is you are going to try to get more views on your channel, because views equal bingo money. Okay, more subscribers means more views, which means bingo more money. And most of all, more views, more subscribers means more people signing up for our Patreon, which means, I don't even have to say it, do I? No, I don't. So these things become very self-centered, I think, in a way. Instead of just saying and doing a service, which I feel that if you are a YouTuber, and this is my personal opinion, okay? If you are a YouTuber, okay, you should be serving the community that you play to, okay? And how do you do that? By giving them good, solid information, okay? So they can make the smart decision on a game. Think about it. YouTube channels should serve the public to give them good content. And not just your content, so they can sample different channels. Well, here's a game I'm interested in. Times are tough. No kidding. We all know that. 2023 is not going to $7 for eggs. Boy, $140 for a game. That should be 50, 60 bucks. Times are changing, folks. And that disposable income is going away. So you have to make smart choices. And being a YouTuber shouldn't be about, hey, I think I am so smart at board gaming and so forth and so on that I'm going to give awards to this one, that one, that one, because number one, it's going to be good for my channel. Number two, I'm going to build a relationship with that particular company, and they're going to send me free games, because that's another aspect of it. Okay, there's only a few people that should be doing this, but we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, because I believe that there are some awards, and they mean something. They really do, from certain YouTube channels, and I'm going to tell you why. But some Mickey Mouse guy like myself shouldn't be giving awards to anybody. Listen, Oathsworn was the game of the year for me. For me. Now you take that information and you go to these different channels and they go, well, what did he think about Oathsworn? Well, Daniel over at the Dungeon Dive really loved it. Geek Gamer really loved it. One Shot Co-op really loved it. This must be a great game. I've got to get on the reprint of this. I need to get on this, because the people that I follow and I sampled really say this is something I should play. Not saying, and giving good, honest opinions, good, honest feelings from inside, from who you are as a player. You may not agree with anybody. With a certain amount of people, anybody. You may not agree with them. Okay? They may not agree with you. Does that make either side wrong? No. It's tastes. And being able to show enough to see, well, that's just not for me. Well, it's for me, and I run this channel, and I really like it. And that's okay. It's okay for you not to like it. Maybe that guy over on the other channel didn't like it. Your tastes are more in line with that guy, so you're going to watch that guy more. And that's a good thing. It really is. The other thing is, like I said, being very, very honest and very clairvoyant and very transparent. So, when these channels get these free games, that they honestly tell you what they really think of them. If they can do that, okay, and be honest. Oh, this one wasn't for me, but I still love this company. I hope they still send me stuff to review. This one just wasn't for me. I can see where some feelings that get hurt and this, that, and the other, and then all of a sudden you're off the list. It happened to me. It happened to me with a couple of companies. Okay, I wasn't too thrilled with something. I mean, I lukewarm. And some things I just refused to do a review on because I had nothing good to say about it. Did that cheat you a little bit by me not saying it? Saying what the game was? Probably, maybe. But I didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't want to hurt the company. They just went, oh, heck with this guy. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I didn't want to hurt anybody. That's a risk that you take. But you got to remember, some of these channels tried to do this for a living. They have families to feed and stuff like that. So how valid is their opinion? How valid are their awards? Okay? And I'm talking smaller companies. I'm not talking big boys. Okay? Because one way or another, they're going to be honest with you. And getting to the point that I wanted to make is that there are certain awards that should be given out. I believe the Dice Tower Awards are very important awards, and I'm going to tell you why. I've had the pleasure and the disdain at times of being around and working with Tom for a couple of years. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be blunt and I'm going to be honest. Tom is probably one of the most brilliant people I've met in a lot of ways. Okay? As far as board gaming is concerned, I don't think I've ever met anybody as passionate about board gaming as Tom and some of his crew. I've driven down there 4 hours, leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning to get there at 7 a.m. when they start and they get up and they start their day. And they, my friends, start playing games. Start learning different games. Start comparing games to, this reminds me of this, that, and the other. And you sit there in amazement and you watch Tom. I've been on those 24-hour game-a-thons. Tom can play forever. And Tom has the knowledge. Tom written articles, worked that channel in the infancy of YouTube and built it to what it is today. How many games do you think Tom looks at and has looked at in a lifetime? So when Tom takes a game and says, I consider this for Game of the Year, and then decides and presents that company with Game of the Year, that company should be jumping through hoops. Because you are getting a decision from one of the most brilliant minds, gaming minds, ever. And like I said, love him, hate him, whatever. I've seen this man. I've been amazed by him. There have been times that I've stood in awe and just said, wow, this guy's amazing. And there's also been times when I've been around this guy and I go, something, he's letting his emotions get the best of him. Now, does that make Tom a bad person? No, I'm giving you an honest assessment. And I'm telling you, a guy that, I haven't seen eye to eye with all the time, I'm calling him the best. Okay? Because I'm being transparent and I'm being honest with you. So his awards have a lot of validity. Just by the history and the volume and the man. Nobody loves games more than Tom Vassell. And I want to make that perfectly clear. Okay? And when you get a Dice Tower Award or you become part of the Dice Tower Essentials, there's a reason for it. It's a good game that 99% of you are going to like. Board Game Geek, another one. One of the strongest websites out there in the universe, folks. Okay? In the board gaming universe. Okay? The tons of people, whether you love the fan base or not, or the moderators or whatever, Board Game Geek, when they give you a Golden Geek Award, it means something. It should be on your box. A Dice Tower should be on your box. Okay? An Origins Award, which is from the industry pretty much, should be on your box. Those are legitimate awards, not some Mickey Mouse guy, okay, trying to get some publicity, trying to worm his way and claw his way to the top. Using awards, well, this is going to be I think we should give out awards. They don't mean anything. And the more people and I've said this 1,000 times, it's not the worst thing that every day, you get 5 more board game reviewers. But what are their credentials, okay? I've done this for a little while. I don't think I have any credentials. I do this for the reasons that I've said in the past. I do it because I love to do it. I don't like to be in certain groups because of all the different personalities, and that I can turn on this camera and I know that when I'm talking to the people that do watch it, they're here because they want to be here. And the best part about it is if they don't want to be there, they don't have to be there. They can just go and find somebody else that fits them. That works for me. I also love helping people. I love the part that I can serve a community and say, well, this is my view of it, and just my view of it, and it doesn't mean a hill of beans. But go get a good sampling from other people, from smart people. Did Tom do a video on it? Does Tom and I agree on the same thing? Maybe not. There's been games that I've disagreed with Tom, and I still love those games. Escape the Dark Castle. He didn't get it. I did, because it was a very old school role-playing thing that I remembered from back in the day. He didn't get it at the time. I liked it. And it turned out more people liked it. Is he always right? No. But he's right more times than he's wrong. And, I'm sure there's other people that I'm missing that give out awards. But for the most part, if we're going to water everything down, and I saw, when I started, and I said, wow, how many people give awards? And I started looking, and I go, oh, well, this guy's only got like 28,000 people following him, 23,000 people following him, 5,000, 10,000. And I'm like, where's their credentials? They're not a Rodney. They're not a shut up, sit down with their volume, and they're certainly not a dice tower. And like I said, you give enough of these out, you're holding it. It's like I said, it's kind of like winning an award for being the nicest guy in prison. Okay. And do awards get watered down? Or are they just tools to promote your channel? Because that's what I'm thinking. When I started thinking about it, I go, wow, maybe I go, no. What would I get? What does it matter? What does it matter what I think? We shouldn't be making these channels about ourselves as much as we should be making these channels about how we can serve you, the communities. You, the people that watch this, that want information. And, right now I'm in the middle of doing something that I'm very passionate about. This CAV strike operations. I didn't see a lot of really good videos out on it. So I've taken them out myself. I'm going to make a series of videos because it's fun. And it'll help Talon Games, which are good people. And I know. And I've met. That's how we serve them. By putting in the hard work and helping get their message out to the people. Do the people end up liking it? Well, that is totally dependent on what the game is. And if we give them enough information, either they're going to like it or hate it. But either way, they're going to have a decision. And that is what the best award that you can give to a company or a game, is to present it to the people in a fashion that they can make a decision whether or not they like it. Not because you give them a shiny engraved trophy. Okay? Here you go. But the real award is saying, hey, I really covered this game inside and out, and I think you're really going to like this. What do you think, folks? And you want to know something? That's the best award that you can give a company. Because then, when the sales start and people start, the word of mouth spreads, and the game does well enough where they can maybe come out with something even better, and they can help feed their families, then you've done something. But not just because you have a YouTube channel should you be, well, I have a YouTube channel, I guess the next step is to make up an award and give it to everybody. Yeah, that's the next step. I don't know. Maybe I'm way wrong. I could be. But I look forward to hearing what you have to say about it. And I look forward to what you think. Should channels serve you more to give you information? Okay? It doesn't matter what channel, who, what, where, how, why. Maybe a small channel gives you proper information and they just need a break to get going. Okay? And, maybe that's their break to get things, giving awards or whatnot. But I think we just kind of follow this mediocre, try to get the cheap pop every time. Instead of putting in the hard work, really going through things. I'm making millions of mix here. And helping by really putting out good information. Not about us, but the products around us. God, I got a lot of stuff to do. That's for doggone sure. So I look forward to what you think. Let me know in the comments. Please be respectful as always, and you'll get a respectful answer. Be a jerk, I'll eliminate you, and I'll see you at a con, I'm sure. I'm sure. Especially if you put your smiley face up there, because I don't forget faces. And then we'll see where we go from there. Okay? Then we can discuss it. And that's the way I always felt about things. Discussion's good, folks. It is. Good, healthy discussion, open-minded, and listening to both sides. I may be wrong with something. I'm always willing to listen. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.